to gaze only into the painting, Madhu's artwork for 2 minutes, and then please close your eyes with empty mind. Just only gaze into this painting without any thoughts. Just only observe. No thinking, no thoughts. Just get connected to the energy of this painting. And after this, please close your eyes. 2 minutes. By observing with empty mind, you will feel the energy. And now you may start closing your eyes, friends, for meditation. Once you're done, please close your eyes and observe the breath. No other thoughts, my dear friends. Please sit in a comfortable posture. Gently close your eyes. Fingers into fingers and cross your legs. And just observe only the breath. Just the normal, natural breath. And observe the energy surrounded by you. And let us relax ourselves by just letting go of all the thoughts. And let us be in the present moment. And let us all feel the power of now. There is no past, there is no future, there is only present, which is your breath. Become one with your breath. Now, slowly you may place your hands on your eyes and wait there for 10 seconds. Only your fingers should be touching your eyes so that you absorb all the energy that you take in meditation. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Now slowly you may remove your hands and open your eyes. Just have a glass of water, my dear friends. Let us wait for 1 minute until we completely come back to our awareness state. I hope you are all able to see my screen. Can anyone of you confirm, please? Okay, perfect. So my dear friends, today's topic is a bit long. So without any delay, I would like to get into the session for today. And later on, we'll listen all the experiences and wisdom sharing. So let us return to the topic of this week, which is where we are reading the book from Anatomy of the Spirit, which is written by Caroline Mitz. And please, friends, whoever missed these classes, there is a playlist in YouTube because it is very essential to understand the energy, the power in our body, and all the terms because it was explained very much in detail in the previous sessions. And if anyone missed, please listen on the YouTube for the previous sessions. And our today's topic is made in the image of God. So in this one, we already have discussed about the symbolic power of the 7 chakras, the Christian sacraments, and the 10 sephiroths. So today, we will just see how these chakras, how these 3 traditions work together. So this is the image, friends, which has already been shared in the group. And you can see it is a combination of the 3 traditions here. And now we will just deep dive into the chapters, how these work together. So what I would say is like each of these 7 levels have the power in our biological systems, which is always a single sacred truth. And this truth continuously pulsates within us and directs us to live according to the right use of its power. So we are all born with the knowledge of the 7 truths, which are deeply, we are living in this, we are having this in our energy system. And we also need to always honor these truths. And that's how we have to increase the strength of our spirit and always our physical body. And as I say always in the previous chapters, that energy is power and the physical body requires the energy. And therefore, that our bodies require power. Power is not a term that we think of having getting the first rank or being high in a position. It's not that. Having a power in your body means that you are having a healthy living style. With your thoughts, you are having a very good thoughts and you are continuously connected intuitionally. So this is what a power represents. And here, all the 3 traditions speak of interacting with the power. And we also need to think that every choice we make, either by faith or fear, it always directs our spirit. So in case if anyone directs our spirit in faith, the grace always returns to the energy field. And this is what we are always are. If a fear comes, then ultimately we are also returning the fear energy to the field and also to the body. And the body is also getting disturbed. So that is why it is always important for us to always honor these truths and always have the good thoughts. And in the Eastern traditions, like every action creates a karma. Act of awareness creates very good karma. And in the Christian tradition of sacrament of confession is the act of retrieving one's spirit from the negative places in order to enter the heaven in a form of complete state. So we also have discussed that, in the beginning of slides that there is a Athabaskan teacher, which is named as Rachel. And she said, like, if we think our thoughts are not good or we are having the negative patterns, the only step she has said is like, we have to call back always our spirit. And then we have to cleanse our spirit. And then again, we have to start from the scratch. Like we have to walk on a straight path. Just like the same, these are all also explained here. And we are simultaneously the matter and spirit. And in order to understand ourselves and be healthy in the body and spirit, so we have to understand how the matter and spirit interact. What draws the spirit of life force out of the bodies and how we can retrieve our spirits from the false gods of fear, anger, and attachments to the past. And again, here I have to say that every attachment we hold on out of fear commands a circuit of our spirit to leave our energy field. And this biblical phrase is called breathe life onto earth. And what fuels your spirit always fuels your body. And then here, the author Caroline have also said the truths that these three spiritual traditions and the principles of the medical intuitions are the first thing, we always have to misdirect the power of one spirit, which will generate the consequence to one's body and life. And the next one is every human being will encounter a series of challenges that test their allegiance. And these tests will always come in the form of disintegration of one's physical power base, which is the inevitable loss of wealth or the family, health, or power. And the loss will activate a crisis of faith, forcing one to ask, what is it? Or who is it that I have faith in? Or into those whose hands have I committed my spirit? And apart from such major losses, the trigger that causes people to seek the deeper meaning and psychological and spiritual ascension is usually a physical disorder that creates a personal or professional earthquake. So this is why it is very important for us to always understand like what the challenges are bringing and what is the lesson that we have learned through those challenges. And the third one is, so we should always be willing to release the past. And as I said, in the Athabaskan culture of the word from the word Rachel, we also have to cleanse our spirit. And again, we should return to the present moment. So in all these three traditions, the physical world serves the learning of our spirits. And the tests we encounter there follow a well-ordained pattern. And if you see in the chakra system, in the picture, each energy center warehouses a particular power. And this power ascend from the densest physical power to the most etheric or the spiritual power. And as you see, the chakras, the first three are the lower chakras, and then the final the top four are the higher chakras, which we all know, my dear friends. And now we will go through the 7 sacred truths. As you see here, I have created this chart where we can see on the level 1, we have the Mooladhara chakra and baptism and Shekna from Sephiroth. where all the purpose of these three is all in one. Which means here the thing is like we are interconnected with all of life to one another. And each of us must learn to honor this truth. And by connecting to this energy, we can connect to this truth. And the other thing is also that we have to learn that this truth is all is one, and this is in our biological family. And accepting and acting according to the basic truth, all is one, is a universal spiritual challenge. And here I have to say, for example, the Sephira of Shekinah, whose name means the divine presence, which is also the divine consciousness that creates and protects the mystical community of Israel. And Shekinah is also the doorway into the divine, which means one who enters must enter through this gateway. So we now know about the level 2, which is like the merging of the partnership between the Swadhisthana Chakra, the sacrament of the communion, and the Sephira of Yesod. Sorry, just 1 second, friends. I wanted to have a pointer. Yes. In the Sephira of Yesod. And the power created by these three archetypal forces transmits our system the sacred truth, which is called the honor one another. From the Partnership Chakra, we receive the power to act with integrity and honor within all our relationships, from marriage to friendship to all the professional bonds. And this energy is particularly active because it resonates in all the financial and creative activity. And again, integrity and honor are necessary for health. So this is what we learned from the level 2, friends. Here we should also really be important of what kind of relationships we are having. And we have to understand that everyone in our life plays a role essential to our development. And our challenge is to become mature enough to recognize and live by this truth. And for example, here the Sephira of Yesod embodies the second chakra or the communal energy. So Yesod is the phallus, the procreative need to sow seeds of life, which is to also create matter out of energy and form out of potentiality. And we are all spiritually driven to connect with the sacred within other people to merge souls with a partner. And now we will see the third chakra. I believe like every one of you are very much aware of all the chakras. So that is why I'm more concentrating now on this session for the sacraments and the sephirots. And later on, we can also see all the principles of our chakras in a very much detailed level. So I would like to suggest only to listen and just try to observe the connection between all the three traditions. And the level 3 is the merging of the personal power, which is from the Manipuraka Chakra, the sacrament of confirmation, and the Sephirot of Hod and Neza. As you see in the previous picture, for example, here in this level 3, there are the two Sephirots, which is Hod and Neza. And this is what it is saying here on the level 3. And here, what the thing we have to learn is like honoring oneself. So this is the level 3 is the personal power. And here we have to learn to honor oneself. And all four of these forces at this level direct us to develop the self-esteem and self-respect. And this chakra contains our survival intuition. And the symbolic meaning of the sacrament of confirmation is the acceptance of responsibility for what we become as a person. And part of this process of becoming conscious of ourselves is an initiation. And here we have to say that there is no health without honor. The symbolic meaning of the Sephira of Niza is endurance, which is also called the power to maintain strength and stamina beyond the capacity of physical body alone. And the symbolic meaning of the Hod is integrity, an energy that allows us to transcend the limitations of self and awaken our spiritual connection. I hope you are all understanding, friends. So the thing is, together, the Neza and Hod are the symbolic legs of the human body. So these also represents the feminine and masculine energies of the third chakra. And they suggest the need to create a spiritual union out of internal duality. And we have to learn here honoring oneself in this level 3. And in the level 4, we'll be seeing that the merging of the emotional power. So we have seen here personal power, and next comes the emotional power, which is the chakra called Anahata Chakra, the sacrament of marriage, and the Sephira of Tiferet. And here what we have to learn is love is divine power. So this energy of this chakra communicates us to the knowledge that love is the only authentic power. And symbolically, the sacrament of marriage brings into our lives the need and responsibility to explore love. And as I said in the previous session, first, when it comes to marriage, we first need to marry ourselves by loving ourselves. And then only this love will be transmuted or understood by your partner. So without the marriage with yourself, the marriage do not happen with others. This is what that we have to learn in this sacrament. And the Sephira of Tiferet, symbolic of the heart and sun within the human body. And also this pulsates into each of the energies of compassion, harmony, and beauty, which are the tranquil qualities of love. So we are by nature compassionate beings who thrive in an atmosphere of tranquility and harmony. These energies are essential to physical health as well as the emotional development and acts of the heart. So this one always triggers the heart chakra. And then we are having the level 5, where we think of the willpower here. So personal power, emotional power, willpower. And in this we have the Vishuddha Chakra, the sacrament of confession, and the Sephirot of Hest and Gevra. Again, here there are 2 Sephirots which are acting. And the power that we have to learn the sacred truth is to surrender personal will to the divine will, which means every one of us have some awareness that we are born for a specific purpose, that life contains a divine plan. The 5th chakra is the center for that awareness and for our desire to make a contact with the divine plan. And as we become mature, like we always will try to build our lives according to our own will. First, like we separate ourselves from the parents, and then we establish our career, we become independent. And then, even when the crisis comes on, we are the ones who are facing these situations. But regardless of all these crises, we have to find ourselves in a situation that forces us to confront the limitations of our inner resources, which also prevents us successfully completing our own plans. And also here, some of the questions will always be coming like, what am I meant to do with my life? What was my purpose in this life? So when you have all these questions, you are already acting in this level 5. Which is the personal willpower. And that one choice, made in faith and trust, allows the divine authority to enter our lives and reorder our struggles into the success and our wounds into strengths. I will repeat once again. We always have to make the choices based on the faith and trust. And this allows to enter our lives and reorder our struggles into success and our wounds into the strengths. And spirit and body alike require honesty and integrity to thrive. And for this reason, we always need to uh, get rid of ourselves from all the distortions that we have created by ourselves. And we have to correctly use our willpower. And as I once again said from Athabascan culture, here cleansing the spirit is one of the most essential steps in this healing process. And when this starts, you are already in the level 5 stage. And from the Sephira of Hest, which means the greatness and love. And communication using this quality of energy is effortless. And we always have to speak the truth. To release the words that hurt others, contaminate both the other person and also ourselves. And our physical body is responsible for this form of destruction. And that is why in Buddhism, they say, this is the percept of right speech. So the Sephira of Gevura means judgment and power, which transmits into our energy system the awareness that we should never intentionally judge any other person or ourselves. So there is lot of deeper meaning between these two sephirots. And as we go one step ahead, there is more deeper sides. So there should be absolutely no judgment, and hist means we always need to think what kind of words we are speaking and what kind of words we are always speaking also to others. So in the level 6, this is the mind, where it acts on the mind, which is the Agna Chakra, the ordination, and the Sephirot of Bina and Hokma. Here, the truth that we have to learn is, again, seek only the truth. And from the Mind Chakra, we receive the energy to search for the answers like why and what to know more today than I have done yesterday, for example. So this kind of thoughts continuously come to us, and our energy will be pulsating. So what the thing is, like this continuously directs us to evaluate the truth and integrity of our beliefs. So we will all encounter the circumstances that cause us to change our beliefs, and thereby we become more and more one step closer to the truth. And the more mature we become with our beliefs, step by step, experience after experience, the energy from the sixth chakra will be relentlessly pushing us to let go of all the perceptions which are untrue, which are not true. So another act here is letting go of all the perceptions. And the sacrament of ordination, in the literal sense, is the act of being made a priest and officially taking up the life task of channeling the sacred. And which is also, we can say that the right livelihood. And here we have to understand to help us like connect with the divine energy and action, the Sephira of Hokma transfer into our systems the impulse to invoke our divine wisdom into our reasoning abilities. Particularly, our logic should be not judged. It seems to not lead anywhere. And supporting the energy of Hukma is the Sephira of Bina, which is again pulsating into the often hard-edged energy of human resonating, the softer, which is more emotionally linked power of divine understanding. So these two sephiras is meant to serve as an internal guidance system. And human reasoning can never answer the mysteries of our lives. And it can never explain the complexity of why things are happening as they are. So always we have to let go and just come back to the truthful state, and that we have to trust that all behind all events, no matter how painful, there is a reason from which good can come. And then there is the level 7, which is the highest level, which is the spirit form, and where it has the combination of Sahasrara Chakra, the sacrament of extreme unction, and the Sephira of Keter. And this truth means live in the present moment, which we are all discussing and living in this level 7. As we are all the meditators, we know this truth and we are all living in this level 7. So let us say, go into detail of this one. So this spirit chakra tells us that our spirits are always eternal. We are more than our physical bodies, and our bodies apparently have a relation to the chronological time, which is only an illusion. And our spirits are drawn instinctively to this sacred truth. From it, we can receive the inspiration that lifts us into ecstasy. And when our spirits become stronger than our bodies, likewise, our bodies can respond to the commands of our spirits. The need to live in the present moment is supported by the sacrament of extreme unction. And this sacrament was created to help people release their spirit prior to death. And this also means here, whoever is having the unfinished business at various points of your life, you will call back your spirit and you have to complete all the unfinished job. And then only you release your spirit. And this energy of the sacrament gives us the ability to also release our past experiences. And the power and symbolism of this sacrament is therefore not limited merely to the end of life. And we always have to think that the life moves on and we have to live only in the present state. And from the Sephira of Keter, the symbolic of our connection to the world of the infinite, we receive the knowledge that there is no death, there is only life. No one has gone before us whom we will not meet again. That is a divine purpose. We are meant to rest in the comfort and power of this sacred truth. And finally, we are born knowing all these 7 sacred truths. We just only need to understand them, and we only need to trust, and we need to bring our attention to each and every chakra and have to understand what is happening in our body and also on our thoughts. So we are the ones who need to shift our attention and just only we have to drastically cut the external world at some point of the time and bring in more attention to the internal. And then only we will be learning the symbolic side. So this is all, my dear friends, where we have combined the chakras, sacraments, and sephiroths. So all the traditions are having again the same principle. So we will also learn in more detailed way in the next weeks on the 7 chakras, in detailed terms of how they inherit their power and what are the advantages and how do we heal and what are the levels that we have to act on our body. So this is all for today, friends. I know this is a bit long session, but I just wanted to complete and thank you all for the patience that you're listening. So friends, Does anyone wants to say or share your meditation experiences, or do you have any questions? Please unmute yourself and go ahead. Hi, Ram or Madhu, I don't know. Hi, Madhavi.
Hi. I mean, if it's Ram or Madhu, they can go ahead.
No, just carry on. Everyone
Yeah,
will
okay.
get the chance.
Yeah, thank you so much, Neelima, for the wonderful session. And the meditation was also very good. And I could learn some new topics on these sephiros and these, about these energies and life. Really, it's a very informative and very, very knowledgeable session. Thank you so much for the session.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Madhavi. Yeah, wonderful that you have shared. So friends, these are also take a bit of time for us to understand, but just only listen with open mind. And if it is not understood, also again we have the recordings. Please go and understand. So this is what I suggest, and slowly we will understand all the principles one at a time. Yes, Ram.
Yes, Neelima. Thanks a lot. That was wonderful meditation to start with, and then beautiful wisdom about from this book. So, merging East and West and all the similar line spiritual concepts is a wonderful thing to connect with and then to hear. So beautiful, so beautiful. It's amazing to see that everything speaks the same, although the terminology is different, although they come from different places, although they come from different cultures at different times. In the end, they were all looking into the same direction. So it's beautiful, and thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ram. Yes, I was so amazed when I was reading this book. And yes, like you all. Yeah. So anyone else want to share, friends? Your meditation experiences? Yes, Maha.
Good evening. Thank
Hello.
you so much for your session and for the amazing talk about the chakras. I'm pretty new into acknowledging and knowing about the chakras, and I was wondering if, because I go through lots of YouTube videos and materials talking about how to unblock through meditation, um, some of the chakras. So I was wondering how to figure out about um, my own chakras and uh, which one of them that needs to be cleansed or needs to be unblocked, and which one of them that works pretty well. I really want to know more about how to figure my way through my chakras. Thank you.
Yes, so there are some sessions on our Beam explaining about the chakras. And the thing is, like here, cleansing means, what kind of thoughts we are having. We should always redirect our thoughts. Or if you have like any unfinished job, you always come back and close all the unfinished business. So cleansing is a continuous state, which not only belongs to each chakra. It depends on the state of action at what you're doing in that present moment. So just first, in an open mind, I would suggest only to understand the chakras and then just do meditation. And following that, the meditation just takes its own responsibility and it will act. We doesn't need to concentrate on each and everything. Just only meditate, and that itself is that itself will be necessary for you at the moment. Yes. I think we will also search the session link, and if there is, we will share in the group as well. Yeah. So, yes, friends, does anyone wants to share? So, okay. So, Madhu, I would like, maybe can you share about the further things for the further sessions? So, friends, as usual, tomorrow at morning 6, we'll be having the meditation session.
Yes, Neelima.
Yes, Madhu. Please go ahead.
Yes, Neelima. Thank you so much for today's session. It was, as Ram said, it was really wonderful to bring the Eastern and Western concepts together, and this book is really amazing. It is making us understand a lot. And yes, friends, so tomorrow we will all join again at 6 in the morning for the morning meditation, and tomorrow evening we will be having Master Dinesh ji from UK who will be sharing his wisdom. So please do join us, and let us all enjoy and learn together. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Neelima.
Thank you, Madhu. Friends, have a lovely evening and lovely day.